Hello friends, feeling the strain of the cost of living crisis, the ever-rising gas and electricity bills, and wondering how to pay the next one? Well, let's take a moment and spare a thought for the unlucky few who live in the top 10 expensive city in the world, with food, rent, and transportation prices shooting through the roof. Seeking the sky-high cost of living in these countries might give you at least some comfort. The Economic Intelligence Unit uses research and analysis to produce the worldwide cost of living report, which tracks prices of over 200 goods and services in 172 cities around the world. Worldwide cost of living prices have risen by 8.1% year on year, according to the latest survey. From fluctuating real estate markets, transport, and food costs to the general rising cost of living driven largely by the Ukraine war for many European cities. Watch the video for the top 10 most expensive city to live in the world. Let's start. Number 10. Sydney, Australia. Though Sydney has sought after beaches and it's brimming with the green spaces, it's also battling to keep up with the inflation following the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the EIU, it comes in at 10th place, a place it shares with the Denmark. Sydney's rent price play a big role in making this one of the most expensive city to live in the world, with a weekly rent for a one-bedroom apartment ranging from $450 to $550 and a two-bed starting at around $650 per week, makes the city one of the expensive city to live in. 9. Paris, France. The city of love, famous for the dining and art galleries, comes in as the 9th most expensive city. Paris real estate prices are partially what makes this iconic city extremely expensive, as well as high retail prices for well-known brands like Adidas or Nike. To buy a 350 square foot studio in Paris would cost over $500,000. One positive to living there is, however, that earning potential is relatively high. 8. San Francisco, California. Is the golden city model of gold? Rent has always been pricey on the West Coast, but house prices increased a whopping 10% in San Francisco in 2022 compared to the previous year, which has brought the average house price to around $1.5 million. Even for renters to live comfortably in the city, they need to be earning around $100,000 a year. 7. Geneva, Switzerland. The second most populous city in Switzerland, Geneva, like the other European city, has been hit with the rising cost of living following the war in Ukraine. Famous for the world's tallest water fountain, the city boasts numerous luxe cafes and shops, but all that comes at the hefty price tag. For a single person, monthly expenses average about $3,500 for food, rent, and transportation. 6. Zurich, Switzerland. This beautiful city ranks number 6 in the world's most expensive city to live in. A global financial capital situated north of Lake Zurich, it's a home to high-end shopping, decocent chocolate shops, and waterfront promenades. It's also the most expensive Swiss city to live in, with average rent around $2,000 for a single person. What also makes Zurich so expensive, however, is the abundance of well-paid jobs available in the city. 5. Los Angeles, California. It's no secret that Hollywood loves money, so it's also no surprise that Los Angeles, California is among the most expensive city to live in. It's a West Coast location which creates an expensive housing market, high tax rates for residents, and the highest sales tax in the United States, 9.5%, all equal a very expensive place to live. As home base for Universal and Warner Bros., their ongoing success continued to fuel booming economies. Movie producers and superstars flock to Malibu beaches and Beverly Hills because they can afford to lay down the big bucks it takes to live in the glamorous city. 4. Hong Kong, China. Hong Kong sits at the 4th place in the world's most expensive cities, thanks to consistently being ranked as having the most expensive housing market in the world. Due to its scarce land and high population density, any land left that can be used for development is government controlled, sold for sky-high prices, and subsequently causes extremely high houses price. Hong Kong also has much to offer in terms of its numerous market, nightlife, and attractions, which also contribute to the expenses of living here. 3. Tel Aviv, Israel. From world-famous restaurants to stunning beaches, Tel Aviv has something for everyone. But all that fun comes with a hefty price tag. Tel Aviv is Israel's largest city, not only renowned for being a fun place to be, but it's extremely diverse and tourist-friendly. With that said, real estate here is extremely expensive, with monthly rent for one bedroom average around $1,725. 2. New York, United States. The Big Apple also has a big rent price, which have increased by 5% on 2-year leases. The sharpest rise in nearly in a decade. Rents went up to an average cost of $4,000 for the first time in May 2022, shortly before hitting an average high of $5,000 for the first time in June 2022. But it's not just a rent that makes this vibrant city so extraordinary. There's a high tax rates and a variety of entertainment and services that the city offers. New York also has a booming economy and attractive job market, which means many people are willing to pay more to live here. 1. Singapore. Sliding into first place as the most expensive city in the world is Singapore. Though technically it's a tie for the first place with the New York City, but Singapore gets the edge since it's been ranked as the world's most expensive city for 80% of the last decade. As it's such a small city, land is incredibly limited. Demand outweighs supply when it comes to property, making for an extremely competitive real estate market. The city have a few natural resources relying on imports for natural gas, electricity, and water. Buying a Volkswagen Golf will set you back a whopping $100,000, more than 3 times the average price in United States. Thank you very much everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please click the subscribe button below and show some love. Thank you very much.